Let's explore whether self-defense is against the principles of nonviolence. This evening's lesson is drawn from a good-hearted question found on Reddit. The individual wrote, "When does self-defense become justified?" They continued, "My question is summed up pretty well in the title. I live in the United States." Insert the sound of a cowboy screaming "yee-haw" and a 6-shooter firing in the background. I live in the United States, and because of the rampant gun violence, I'm choosing to get my permits to conceal carry as soon as I am of age. Oy vey. The individual continues, "I know that self-defense in the form of hurting or killing your attacker is more justifiable in Buddhism." Where did you read that? The Gospel of Saint Bastard? It's so easy in America to get our Buddhist education from a rerun of Kung Fu and think that we're getting a good beat on things. But that ain't right. Let's continue. Because you are only defending yourself without cruelty or malice, but at one point would it become justifiable to possibly kill an assailant? I live in a rural farm where coyotes and black bears are a legitimate threat, so my question applies there as well. I do not want to hurt an animal, but at what point would it be deemed necessary? Wonderful questions. I'm giving you a ration of shit, but these are good questions. Let's begin with broad brushstrokes and then continue with some fine details. We're going to begin with the peril of certitude. Fools are certain where the wise are unsure. One of the things we learn in Philosophy 101 is cognitive bias, such as the Dunning-Kruger effect. And it's all about certitude. And it's an irony. The least competent are the most certain of their competency, whereas the most competent are the least certain of that competency. Why is it? Well, it's not about self-esteem. It's about exposure to expertise. It's about exposure to the great ocean of data out there. The less informed someone is, the more they just looking for a hook to hang their hat on and just go through life, just navigate life through a series of pat answers. But the closer someone is to the cutting edge of science, regardless of what field that might be, zoology, anthropology, biology, physics, particle physics, astrophysics, engineering, you name it, the closer you get to the cutting edge of science, the more humbled you are by the vast ocean of information that keeps changing and refining and increasing all the time. In view of that, those who are able to comprehend the magnitude and profundity of that cannot help but feel that they are woefully incompetent for the job before them. Whereas those who know nothing but pat answers and synopsi are pretty confident that they got a good beat on things. So let us recognize that those of us who've spent the entirety of our adult life thoroughly studying this recognize that there is ambiguity. There is wiggle room. There are so many opportunities to step on our own dick, which I would not recommend, especially if you're wearing golf shoes. So let's ease up off of our assumptions and be a little gentler with the subject matter. What could a district attorney say? I have had ADAs, assistant district attorneys, and deputy district attorneys in my family, and I can tell you that some of them are political creatures. They don't care what's right and wrong. They care about their career and just how well they can advance off of your conviction. If a member of the office of the district attorney feels that they can get a conviction, they don't care if it's right or wrong. They care how well it looks in their stats. And they will say this. They will say, you bought a gun for the purpose of killing the person, real or imagined, who might be trying to kill you. So, yeah, in the United States of America, the odds of you not going to jail, not going to prison after defending yourself or a loved one are ridiculously small. Handgun versus a shotgun. I am no expert on bears and wolves, but I suspect and once again, I'm not an expert, and I would recommend calling the Department of Fish and Game and ask them this question. Ask them if you live in a rural setting, forgive my pronunciation, and you must defend yourself against a wolf or a bear, which firearm is most efficient? They would probably say not a handgun, but a shotgun. I'm just guessing, but based on what little I know, you might even ask them, must you use bullets? Could you use buckshot? Could you even replace buckshot with rock salt? What is the least harmful way to deter a bear? Ask them, and they probably already know. They've already done papers on that, determining the most efficient way to deter a bear attack without actually killing the bear. One of Tibet's great Buddhist yogis, Karma Chakme Rinpoche, insisted that the essence to keep all the hundreds of Prakti Moksha vows is simply to practice non-violence. 50% of the Buddha's Eightfold Path pertains to loving kindness. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say loving kindness doesn't sound like shooting another entity is going to be an act of loving kindness. While we're on that subject, I would not recommend eating anything that had a mother. I would not recommend eating fish, fowl, game, cattle, you name it. Let's not kill anything. I forgot the name of the organization. There's an international medical organization which insists that a well-planned vegan diet is suitable not only to survive but to thrive in every stage of human development. So we don't need to kill Bambi. So this leaves us with a question. Life is complex. Anyone who tells you otherwise is most likely trying to tell you something. Life is complex. How are we going to know what to do, how to do it, and when to do it? First of all, a quick caveat. If you're a good person with a shred of empathy, then you are going to hesitate before pulling the trigger. If you're going against a sociopath or a psychopath, they're not going to hesitate. If you won't hesitate, the odds of you shooting the wrong person or an innocent person go up exponentially. So defending yourself with a firearm is a losing proposition, statistically speaking. So let's return to my final proposition. How are we to know what to do, how to do it, and when to do it? The sixth fold of the Buddha's eightfold path is right effort. When our right effort is informed by a practice of the seventh and eighth folds of the Buddha's path, mindfulness and meditation, then our right effort becomes effortless effort. What does that mean? It means we were able to flow from a place of love's centered spontaneity that is accessed through our regular and correct practice of mindfulness and meditation. When our choices and our utterances and our deeds flow with the effortless effort of love's centered spontaneity generated by our regular practice of mindfulness and meditation, then our life can flow from bliss to bliss and from adventure to adventure. When we divorce ourselves from that threefold mechanism, we stumble and trip our way from one misfortune to the other. I look forward to chanting and meditating with you after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is the Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent about 8 hours a day, almost every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each sect of Buddhism so that you would not have to. Welcome, my friends, to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. If you've just joined, welcome aboard. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, meditation, or philosophy, or their application, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Oh, how I love living in the future. Remote control air conditioning is amazing. I would have killed for this as a child. Hopefully I'm speaking, figuratively, especially in the context of speaking of opining about nonviolence. Please chant with me. So, by the way, I place my hands in the puckered palm position before my sternum, not because I'm superstitious, not because I'm supplicating a great celestial entity, but because doing so helps my real or imagined subtle energies, subtle EM phenomena, electromagnetic phenomena, to coalesce within the central channel right behind my sternum. Together. Oh, fount of compassion, my root teacher, your awareness, empathy, and wisdom are like that of Lord Chenrezig. One moment. You are my only protector. The six-syllable mantra essence of enlightened speech is a sublime dharma. From now on I have no hope but you. Let us invite real or imagined Guru Avalokiteshvara to the crown of our head, that in the union of bliss and letting go we may train. So this bloke here, described in Tibetan as Pema Jigme, represents us, our enlightened potential. our ability to master, no less practice, awareness and letting go, bliss and letting go, as well as love and letting go. And this fellow up here simply represents the teacher. Literally and figuratively represents the sensations, the energetic sensations we might feel at the crown of our head. During our inhalation, let us silently and mentally recite Lama, come. And during our exhalation, let us silently and mentally recite to this crown. The easiest way to practice mindfulness during our inhalation is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this. The easiest way to practice meditation during our exhalation is to silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease. I advance my thumb during the in-breath. As we breathe in, oopsie, let's try this again. Wrong button. Here we go. As we breathe in, whether we know it or not, we are accessing our sympathetic nervous system ensconced within the thoracic or ribcage region of our spinal cord. This bad boy has evolved to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. We can notice sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like. We can notice emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. Now that we've reached contemplative cruising altitude, together as a team, let us meditate as transformatively as Rey on Ahch-To under the guidance of Luke Skywalker. Together. Whatever I know I have left it history, it is no use to me now. Whatever I have done I have spent on this life, it is no use to me now. Whatever I have thought was all just illusion, it is no use to me now. Now the time has come to do what is truly useful, recite the six-syllable mantra. Now, if I was really clever, and I'm not saying I am, but I would cut and paste the translation of the mantra. Please chant with me. Om, I invoke the wish of healing, money, June of love, and the beaming lotus of letting go, supplicating with whom may love and letting go be mastered by all. Oops. So, what is the philosopher's stone that transforms the metaphoric lead of mindless mantra recitation into the metaphoric gold of mantra meditation? The answer, my friends, is twofold. Number one, during the inhalation, we could silently, mentally, and passively recite this italicized bit. During our exhalation, we could physically relax as best we can into the recitation of this 6-syllable mantra, striving to recite it 8 times per breath. So consider the phrase relaxing into this. And what is this? This is whatever we notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, or randomly. Whether that which we notice is external, internal, physical, mental, pleasurable, painful, interesting, boring, glorious, or grotesque. Oh, let's try this again. Got a little confused. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. What do we do with all the stuff that we notice during our in-breath? Well, we meditate, but how does that work? Every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we are accessing our parasympathetic nervous system, found in both the lower lumbar region of our spinal cord as well as the tippy top of the cervical region. This parasympathetic nervous system is evolved to support both physical relaxation as well as mental release. No, relaxing doesn't make stuff go away, but it helps us to transcend our resistance to the present moment. Together. The only never-failing constant refuge is the three wish-fulfilling jewels of the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. The three chief single essences are ambassador Chenrezig, with total unshakable zeal for his wisdom, enthusiastic and decisive recite the 6-syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. During our inhalation, let us kick back and watch the antics of mind as it emotes, as it perceives, emotes, intends, reasons, recalls, and imagines, as silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun this. As we exhale, let us relax into mind's non-graspable nature, as silently and mentally we recite the 1-syllable verb ease. together. The basis of the Mahayana path is the enlightened mindset. This sublime thought of wishing and acting love is the one path trodden by all the Buddhas. Never leaving this noble path of the enlightened mindset. With compassion for all beings, recite the six-syllable mantra. In our compassion may we long to free all beings from the toxic tyranny of ever hating, craving, and cleaning, metaphorically known as the three mental poisons. Whoops, wrong button. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Wandering in samsara from beginning this time until now. What you have done that was wrong will lead to further wandering. From your heart acknowledge all wrongdoing and downfalls as well as confess them. With the four powers complete, recite the six-syllable mantra. Rather than squander all time and energy in defensiveness, how much wiser could it be to learn our mistakes and lessons that effortlessly flow from the centered spontaneity of mindfulness and meditation? Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. The mind hanging on to the illusion of I clings to everything. This is the cause of rigid samsara. So as offerings to the exalted in nirvana and charity to the lowly in samsara. Give everything, body, possessions, and virtue, and dedicate the merit to all. Casting all attachments far away, recite the six suitable mantra. A life squandered in competition and greed leads not to peace and fulfillment. Better to live in cooperation and generosity. At lives and may this mind shoot out crowns, purifying, multiplying, and offering myself to the beings of nirvana and samsara. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. The noble nature as the nature of all Buddhas, and of all Buddhas it is Lama who is the kindest, for it is he or she who guides us. Seeing the teacher as if inseparable from Chenrezig's habits of mindfulness, meditation, and empathy, with fervent enthusiasm recite the six suitable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Purifying the tyranny of competition and clinging obscurations, initiating the practice of the path and actualizing the four kayas. The essence of the four empowerments is reliance upon the teacher who acts as an ambassador of the octave Chenrezig. If you recognize your heart mind as like the teachers, all four empowerments are complete. Receiving innate empowerment by yourself as the six suitable mantra. Let us invite real let's quickly do a quick edit. Okay, take two. By the way, arg, welcome aboard, mateys. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them to your life, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. Let's chant. Let us invite real Lama and Lama and Razik to our heart mind, that in the union of bliss and letting go we may train. Om Mani Mimi Yung, Om Mani Mimi Yung. So, if you've just joined me, the key to transforming the lead of mindless mantra recitation into the gold of spiritually productive mantra meditation is twofold. One, during the inhalation, please silently, mentally, and passively recite this italicized bit. Two, during the exhalation, physically relax as best you can while striving to chant this 6-syllable mantra 8 times per breath. If this is your first time, please give yourself permission to have a learning curve. Om Mani Mimi Yung, 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 Om Mani Mimi Yung. To get, whoops, gotta whip my muscle. Samsara is nothing other than how things appear to you. If you recognize every circumstance as non-graspable as the pure land of light, the good of others is consummated. Seeing the purity of everything through the contemplations of love and letting go, confuse the pure empowerments on all beings at once. Dredging the depths of samsara, raise are the 6-syllable mantra. As we inhale, those circumstances or thoughts could appear quite vivid. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable. or fortis a real or imagined paratus per land or party of light. Okay, so I want to do a quick edit. Please bear with me. Alright, so I get to shrink this bad boy. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. The mind cannot cope with all the many visualization practices. To meditate on one Sugata is to meditate on them all. Whatever we feel sensations or as non-graspable as the form of light of the great compassionate one. In the realm of the archetype's body, central yet as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like recite the six-syllable mantra. As we inhale, our bodies or forms could feel quite sensual. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined archetypal idiom of light. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. Recitations of donas and powerful spells such as complications. This all-inclusive six-syllable mantra is the very sound of the Dharma. All sounds have never been other than as no graspable as the speech of sublime raising. Recognizing them as non-graspable as mantra. Resounding yet as non-graspable as a vast empty void recite the six-syllable mantra. As we inhale the interpersonal experience of communication or speech could sound quite resounding. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, it could feel as non-graspable of what is a real or imagined mantra of light. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. As the tyranny of thoughts and the two obscurations of dread and desire, all pacified experience and realization increase. As your competitive and clinging perceptions come under control, enemies and obstructing influences are subjugated. It is our devotion to the similes of this enlightened archetype known as Chin raising that bestows in this very life the common and supreme cities. As if our activities are accomplished by themselves, recite the six-syllable mantra. As we inhale, we could notice all minds, perceptions, emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings quite clearly. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel it as not graspable or what is a real or imagined bija seed syllable of light. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. Offer the torma cakes of whoops, gotta wet that whistle. Offer the torma cakes of whatever spontaneously arises to the guest of wisdom's immediate liberation of letting go. Mold the clay of whatever spontaneously appears into wisdom's satsarili sculpture of void appearance. Offer the prostration of the single taste of non-duality to the Lord of Mind's non-graspable nature. Wisely consummating these dharma activities, recite the six syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Overcome your enemy hatred with a weapon of love. Protect your family, the beings of the six realms, with a skillful means of compassion. Harvest from the field of devotion the crop of experience and realization. Consummating your life's work, recite the six syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Cremate the total corpse of clinging to things as real in the fire of non-attachment. Conduct the weekly funeral ceremonies of ordinary life by practicing the essence of Dharma. A smoke offering to provide for the departed. Dedicate your accumulated merit for all the future lives. Consummating all positive actions done for the sake of the dead, recite the six syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mi mi yung, om mani mi mi yung, om mani mi mi yung. Put your child devotion at the doorway of your practice. Give your son renunciation, mastery over the household of ordinary life. Wed your daughter compassion to the bridegroom of the three worlds. Consummating your duty to the living, recite the six syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Whatever appears as delusion and has no truly graspable existence. Fear of samsara and hope for nirvana are just thoughts and nothing more. If you could liberate thoughts as they arise, how to include all the stages of the path. Applying the essential instruction for liberating thoughts, recite the six syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Your reminder where and void inseparably is like the mastery of awareness and letting go, known as the Dharmakaya. Leave everything as it is in fundamental simplicity, and clarity will arise by itself. Only by doing nothing will you do all there is to be done. Leaving everything invulnerably naked void awareness, recite the six-syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung mani mimi yung om 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 mani mimi yung. Welcome to this evening's live stream. As we inhale, let us kick back and watch the antics of minds. Perceptions, emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings, as silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun this. As we exhale, let us relax into mind's non-graspable nature, as silently and mentally we recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Let stillness cut the momentum of moving thoughts. Within movement see the very nature of stillness. Where stillness and movement all one. Maintain the naturality, spontaneous and uncontrived mind. In the experience of one-pointedness recite the six-syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung 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 om mani mimi yung. By examining with awareness vulnerable, passive, visceral, and spontaneous relative truth, establish a physical relaxation and mental release, revealing absolute truth. Within the physical relaxation and mental release, revealing absolute truth. See how the awareness, vulnerable, passive, visceral, and spontaneous of relative truth arises. Whether two truth practices are inseparable from the practices of inhalation and exhalation. True mastery beyond intellect is the state of simplicity. In the view free of all elaboration, recite the six-syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung om mani mimi yung om mani mimi yung, oh 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 mani mimi yung. From appearances cut away the clinging of mind. For mind demolish the layer of fictitious appearances. Where mind and appearances are one as infinite emptiness. In the realization of the one taste of infinite open... Take two. In the realization of the one taste of infinite openness, that is shared by all recite the six-syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Oopsie, got a little excited there. In the non-graspable nature of mind, the simplicity of order, awareness, everything is free. Thus the spontaneous creativity of awareness are purified in their own sphere. Mind and awareness are one in the single essence. In the non-meditation of Dharmakayas, mastery of awareness and release recite the six-syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi. Oopsie. So, welcome aboard. During our inhalation, let us kick back and simply watch the antics of mind as it perceives, emotes, intends, reasons, recalls, and imagines, while silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun this. During our exhalation, let us relax into mind's non-graspable nature as silently and mentally we recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. To recognize as non-graspable as the mythic pure land comprised only of light. Whatever circumstances appear as the crucial point of the creation stage. Clinging to appearance as beautiful or ugly is liberated into its own non-graspable nature. Free of clinging mind as it appears as non-graspable as the pure land comprised only of light of supreme raising. In the self-liberation of visual experiences reside the excitable mantra. Oh, excuse me. I did not mean to blast my trumpet all over your computer. One moment, if you please. As we breathe in, please silently and mentally recite into C. As we exhale, please silently and mentally recite the 3-syllable verb, relaxing. Now, this is terrible grammar, but it's getting the job done. What we're doing is transcending the duality of visual experiences. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. And now let us rest in awareness and letting go. So quick like a bunny, I'm going to, as the big kids say, stick a pin in it. This is page 268, Control G, 268. I'm going to hit go to. End. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Please chant with me. Please, let's attempt this again. Let us seal this evening's practice by percussively chanting loving wishes for universal enlightenment and well-being. Together. May all minds of all beings lucid yet void now be as enlightened as a Buddha's mind symbolized by all one syllable vision. May all speech of all beings resounding yet void now be as loving as a Buddha speech symbolized by a multi-syllable mantra. May all forms of all beings sensual yet void now be as healthy as a yidam depicted in Buddhist statuary. May all lots of all beings appearing yet void now be as fortunate as a pure land of law depicted in Buddhist paintings. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 2/3 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's early meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.